Welcome, DM211, section online number 2. I am Professor Ely, and I'm very pleased to be teaching this online class with you guys. The topic is direct and interactive marketing workshop, and its purpose is to give you an overview of what is direct marketing and give you a chance to do some work on your own and within teams. My catchphrase or slogan for the class, or well, I guess I should say for direct marketing is all about moving customers to take action. This is a key thing you need to keep in mind. Direct marketing is all about getting people to do something. It's not just about affecting what's in their head or their heart, their mind, or their feelings. It's about getting them to order something online, to make a phone call and order something, etc. That's what it's about. Okay. Let's see if I can get the slide to change here. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so I want to start with an agenda for what we're going to cover in this first class. So the first thing we're going to do is I'd asked you to watch prior to the first lecture a video I recorded a couple of years ago of a great guy named Jason John, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at a company called Publishers Clearinghouse. And I'm going to ask you some questions about the video and want you to do some thinking about it. Then we're going to talk about the big picture. You know, what are these topics? What is it we're going to be talking about in this class? We're then going to review the syllabus. The syllabus is, I guess you could say, my contract to you in terms of what we're going to cover this term and how you're going to be graded and lateness policies and all kinds of stuff. So it's all there in the syllabus. We're going to talk about how I use Blackboard. Blackboard is where you're watching this. You're going to find all assignments and lectures go through Blackboard, and we're going to talk about that. And then I want to get into some key principles just to kind of kick us off with some action-oriented things. We're going to talk about one of the most important concepts in all of marketing called the purchase funnel. The purchase funnel. We're then going to talk about what is marketing, what is branding. We're going to define them. We're going to define direct marketing. And then we're going to get our hands in the clay a little bit. And we're going to start looking at some ads. And we're going to talk about how an ad is created, the strategy, the copy strategy that is kind of the plan for an ad. And we're going to talk about how you can look at any ad and reverse engineer, in other words, figure out the plan or the strategy that built the ad. I call that reverse engineering. And then we'll talk about what's due for next week. Okay. By the way, what I do in all my classes and what I recommend you do in any presentation you give is to follow the Tell-'em rule of 3. What is the Tell-'em rule of 3? You tell them, meaning the audience, what you're going to tell them. That's what I just did with this agenda. I just told you what we're going to cover, right? That's number 1. Number 2, you tell them. In other words, you deliver the content of your presentation. Number 3, you tell them what you told them. So at the end of this class, you'll see that I'm going to summarize what we've covered. That's the tell 'em rule of three. And reason I'm pointing this out is one of the things I want you guys to learn about this term, in addition to direct and interactive marketing, is presenting. And it's my hope that you'll learn some principles and get some, I hope, good advice on how to be a better presenter. So there's Jason John. You have already looked at the video prior to the first class. You'll know that it's in the folder before first class is the name of the folder on Blackboard. You'll find the video in there. You've already found it. You've looked at it. So, Jason John, Chief Marketing Officer for Publishers Clearinghouse, which is a company that used to be very involved with magazine subscriptions, but is now more and more a gaming company. Okay, they've got a PCH app that they would love you to download onto your phone, and you can play games on the app. And as the games are streaming, Publishers Clearinghouse will interrupt occasionally with an ad for a product they're selling. Right. And we probably know them best for running the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes, which is advertised on TV. If you don't remember seeing it, you probably have seen it. It's aired a lot for a lot of years. And they show a van driving up to a person's house, and people in suits and ties and dresses get out of the van and walk up to the front door and end up handing a big check over to some happy person who has won the sweepstakes. They give away, and they do give away, millions of dollars. So why do they give away the millions of dollars? Why are they doing the sweepstakes? Why is a sweepstakes so important to Publishers Clearinghouse? What is the purpose of it? Okay, that's the first thing to think about. So we talked a bit about now their business model. Well, the purpose of the sweepstakes is to attract new customers to their database. They have attrition from their database every year. They need to replace customers who leave, and they probably want to build their database. And the way they get people in their database is to get information from them, specifically their email address, and maybe some more information. And how do they get the information? By having people fill out a sweepstakes entry form. So the purpose of the sweepstakes is to get new customers into Publishers Clearinghouse database, to get them playing games, and then to sell them things while they're playing games. That's pretty much the business model. How do they get new customers? And that is the sweepstakes advertising is the primary way they get new customers, and they advertise on TV, they advertise online, spend a lot of money, millions of dollars on advertising and on sweepstakes giveaways, all to get people's information and make them customers. What is their goal for each customer? Well, what do you think? Well, the goal for any smart company that's managing its customer database correctly is to build a long-term relationship with each customer, to provide them the goods and services and service the account well, and have happy customers that are with them a long time. That's the goal for each customer. Direct marketing is all about building customer loyalty. What is the customer development process? What do you think it is? What is it? How do they, how does Publishers Clearinghouse build a group of loyal customers? How do they do it? Based on Jason's lecture. How do they build loyalty? Okay. Very interesting business, Publishers Clearinghouse. It's a direct marketing company. It's a database marketing company. They're selling things to people in their database. That's what they're all about. So it's good, relevant case study for us in our class here today. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the big picture. Um, what is direct marketing all about? There's a big picture. I used this picture last year. It occurs to me I should put in a shot taken from the new telescope of the ends of the universe. That'd be a better big picture shot. But that's what this is kind of trying to show. The big picture. Okay, direct marketing moves the customer to take action. That's the big picture. That's what direct marketing is about. So now I'm going to stop. You're going to watch a video. I think it's around 6 minutes. The gentleman speaking is, as it says here, Lester Wunderman. He founded an agency called the Wunderman Agency. You can Google it. I suggest you do. It's the largest direct marketing agency in the world. It's underneath the banner of what's called the WPP Group, which is pretty much, I think, the largest agency, consolidated agency holding company. They own lots of different ad agencies, marketing service companies all over the world. And actually, a guy I used to know and work with early in my career was the chairman of the Wunderman Agency. His name was Daniel Morel, M as in Mary, Orel, for a number of years. And he actually changed the name of the agency. They changed it away from Wunderman to some other silly name. He didn't like it. He changed it back to Wunderman. So Lester Wunderman is credited with basically inventing direct marketing and turning it into a thing. And here he's going to talk a little bit about direct marketing and why it's different and why it's special. So you're going to watch the tape, and then we will continue.